Below is a modern city, an American city with streamlined highways and teeming traffic, with tall buildings and busy people. Americans are efficient, big, strong. Yet mental illness will strike 1 in every 20 persons in this town. Because of mental illness, the brains, ability, and energy of 1 American in 20 will be lost. Mental illness will take a toll of talent and beauty. Each year, American strength is being wasted because there's a difference between a man and a machine. Because people hate and sorrow and fear, 1 in every 20 will go to another city, a city of the sick, a state hospital for the mentally ill. At a distance, the typical state hospital looks like an old-fashioned college campus. Built in a day of elaborate architecture, many state hospitals were more impressive than practical. From their gingerbread towers to their jigsaw doorways, early mental hospitals were solidly built custodial institutions, asylums where the insane could be safely secluded for years, perhaps for life. In the past, the mentally ill were herded behind bars, chained and beaten. Insanity was looked upon as a disgraceful, mysterious disease with no hope of cure. Mental institutions were prisons, bedlams where treatment was brutal and hope was lost. Today, the picture is changing. Iron bars are giving way to modern safety windows and to new ideas on the cause and treatment of mental illness. New hospitals, modern treatment centers are replacing the asylums of the past. State hospitals are rebuilding, modernizing, expanding their treatment facilities. More than 175,000 Americans were admitted to the hospitals for the mentally ill last year. There are enough patients in this one hospital alone to populate a small city. Here live people from all walks of life, rich, poor, young and old, men and women from all races, nationalities, and occupations. The mental hospital today is a place where these people are being treated and cured. And I ought to know. I'm an attendant in this state hospital. My name's Harper, Bill Harper. A state hospital is a small city, a city of the sick. Living and working here, I've learned a lot about mental illness, what it is and what it does to people. I know the waste of human lives and the expense to the state and to the nation that mental illness causes. I know, too, the hope of those on the way to recovery, the hope of returning to their homes and families. And I've found that a guy like me, a psychiatric aide, an attendant in a mental hospital, can do something important towards the recovery of the mentally ill. These men, like myself, are ward attendants, responsible for feeding, clothing, and caring for 30 to 60 mental patients each day. We're closest to the patient at all times, and we're the ones he relies on day and night. The attendant who knows his job and who understands the nature of mental illness can do a lot to help the patient along the road to recovery. In spite of long hours and low salaries, the ward attendant is a key man in the mental hospital. The way he does his job can make the hospital a prison or a real treatment center. Take Bob Shannon, for example. He's been showing 16mm motion pictures to patients who can't get out of bed. Jim Boda got his patients interested in indoor gardening, and now his ward is one of the most cheerful spots in the hospital. And old Johnny Mitchell, who's been here longer than anyone else. Johnny Mitchell, who gave me my first lesson in how to be a good attendant in a mental hospital.